Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Again, mata aimasu. Meet again. We meet again. 300、300、399日連続。309。いつでも続けてください。決して止まらない。And yeah, 毎日日本語を勉強している。Every day we study Japanese. 毎日日本語を勉強する。Yeah, let's just continue with this video. We finish it. We finished this lesson. And after this lesson, we're going to have two more. All right, let's just finish it. We spent 3 days. This is the third day on this single video. It's a bit long.
毎日水をあげます。So we want you to tell us something that you are basically preparing for so that you can do something else. Or so that you will do something else. Like, 英語を話せるように so that I can
tired,
speak
not going
English.
to lie.
For example,
I'm
easy.
very,
It's just
very nemui, but we keep going.
decide on which
So yeah, we finished this one 30 minutes, maximum 45 minutes.
with noun にする. So this is
We're
super
done.
easy. It's just a noun and
And by the
にする.
way, I haven't done Anki in a long time, not going to lie. Like, it's been a week, maybe more than a week, or a week. Have a lot to do, huh? We have a lot to do. 66, 78, 818. Yeah, we have a lot to do, but not now. I don't know when, but not now. All right.
する. Now, by noun, that means it could also be a full phrase that is nominalized by koto or no. So we might have long things coming before ni suru. It might not just be a single noun. But what it means is I decide on this noun. So, for example, you'll hear this a lot at like restaurants. Meaning I'm going to decide on this thing, this item of food, like a hamburger.
Decide on.
I'm
Yeah.
going to decide on hamburger. Now, it sounds really weird to say it that way in English, but it makes a lot of sense to say it this way in Japanese. It just means I'm going to have this, basically, right? That would be another way you could translate it out, but literally it looks like I'm going to do in the direction of that thing. But of course, we're not going to translate it this way, so we translate it either as I decide on this or I'm going to have this. But it's not just used for food and things like that. It can be used for many other things. So let's take a look at some examples so we get a better idea. So we have joshi, which means boss or person above me in my work. ここでデザインは壁を白色にしたいんだけどできる部下 is a subordinate person below you. わかりました。So the boss says, for the design here, ここのデザインは as for the design here, 壁を白色にしたい. I want to make the wall white, or I want to go for white on this wall. んだけど、できる that's an explanation. So the んだ is the explanation. んだけど、したいんだけど、できる Are you able to do that? Can you do that? Subordinate says, わかりました. Understood. They didn't say yes or no. They just said, I understand what you're saying, because when a boss says, can you do that? They're not asking if you're able to do it. They're telling you to do it. They're just being kind of nice about it. So you say, わかりました. You don't say, I don't know. Or,
for the design here,
はい、できます。
ここのデザインは、壁 means wall. 壁を白色にしたいんだけど、できる? Can you do it? I want to make the wall white, but can you do it?
See, you can just say, I understood the command. わかりました. So the important thing here, though, is that they're saying that they want to have white walls. 壁を白色にしたい. I want to decide on the wall being white. Let's look at our next example. We have 3 sentences here. We have a customer, 客, and 店員, which is the clerk. このワンピースは別の色がありますか? This one piece, do you have a different color? 濃い緑と紺がありますよ.
このワンピースは別の色がありますか?
どうぞ We
濃い緑と紺がありますよ。どうぞ。There you go.
actually have dark green and navy. Here you are. 紺色にします。
します。紺色のにします。
I'll go with navy color. 紺色 is another way
I'll decide on navy basically.
to say navy color.
So, にする。
So 紺色のに
紺色のに
します. So
します。
that no, what we're dropping after that is one piece. So the fact that we're talking about the one piece is already
Ah, that's the
understood.
no.
So we don't need to say in the final sentence,
Say 紺色ワンピースにします。
紺色の one piece にします because
The
everyone
navy one.
knows in this conversation that we're talking about one pieces. So if we say 紺色のにします, the person knows we're saying, I want the navy one, or I'll go for the navy one. And that
このワンピースは別の色がありますか？濃い緑と紺がありますよ。どうぞ。紺色のにします。
That's what this nishimasu is. I'll go with navy. All right, this is a picture from Come to Japan, Dan. I hope you enjoyed. It's relevant. 今年の冬にはキャベツを育てることにしようかな. So I guess I'll raise cabbages this winter. Kana is I wonder or I guess. ことにしようかな. So the person's thinking about it. ことにしようかな. They're still thinking about it. And this person says, 楽しみだな. I can't wait. 楽しみだな. I cannot wait. So this person is thinking about growing cabbages.
So I guess I will decide on growing cabbages or raising. 今年の冬には this winter キャベツを育てることにしようかな。
Raising cabbages. And this is a picture Dan found on Twitter of a giant cabbage. 夕ごはんは何にする予定? So what are you planning on doing for dinner? Or what are you planning on deciding on for dinner? 夕ごはんは as for dinner. 何にする? What will you decide on? 予定 What's your plan for dinner? 今日は焼きそばにしようと思ってたんだ. Today I was thinking I'd go with yakisoba. I was thinking I'd go with yakisoba, and it's an explanation. It's answering a question, so we have nda at the end.
今夜はネットフリックスで何見るか。
ジョジョの続きにしよう.
I thought it was his voice.
Alright, so this one means tonight. What do we watch on Netflix tonight? So it's sort of, they're kind of speaking to themselves. 何見るか? And they're a little maybe undecided. They don't know what to do. And then person B says, JoJo no tsuzuki ni shiyou. Let's go with. So it's the volitional again. Let's go with continuing JoJo. JoJo no tsuzuki ni shiyou. Let's go with continuing JoJo. Okay.
Wait.
Go with.
So 今夜は Netflix で何見るか? What shall we watch tonight on Netflix? JoJo no tsuzuki ni shiyou. Let's continue. Let's decide on continuing with JoJo.
Let's go with. So it's the shiyou. Let's go with continuing JoJo. Okay.
No, nisuru. I understand nisuru. There was a table in quartet that showed koto nisuru. No, but that was koto nisuru. This one is just nisuru. Okay.
It is story time. So let's go ahead and get Yuki over here so she can read. You will not be able to see it, so you're going to listen to a slow version of the conversation and try to pick up what she's reading, and then we will bring it back on screen when she reads it at a normal pace so that you can read along.
ばあちゃんのまじないをやってみることにした。それを決めたとき、もっと自分がバカバカしくなると思っていたけど、逆にドキドキし始めたんだ。でも、最初の一文目から問題が起こった。ろうそくというものは俺の家に一本もなかった。けど、コンビニに行ってみたら、さすがコンビニ。いくつか売っていた。
っていた。
とりあえず
とりあえず
4本入りパックにした。
パックにした。
帰ってまず火を灯した。
火を灯した。
炎は
炎は
バレリーナのように踊っていた。
踊っていた。
そのせいかわからないけど、おかしなことをやっているのを完全に忘れてしまった。我に戻って次は何だっけとつぶやいて、色あせた日記を見て次の文を読んだ。
All right, let's go ahead and read that at full screen. We'll get the story on screen for you so you can read along. Let's check it out.
ばあちゃんのまじないをやってみることにした。それを決めたとき、もっと自分がバカバカしくなると思っていたけど、逆にドキドキし始めたんだ。でも、最初の一文目から問題が起こった。ろうそくというものは俺の家に一本もなかった。けど、コンビニに行ってみたら、さすがコンビニ、いくつか売っていた。とりあえず4本入りパックにした。帰ってまず火を灯した。炎はバレリーナのように踊っていた。そのせいかわからないけど、おかしなことをやっているのを完全に忘れてしまった。我に戻って、次は何だっけとつぶやいて、色あせた日記を見て次の文を読んだ。
ありがとうございます。
次の文を読んだ。
All right, let's go ahead and break this one down. We have ばあちゃんのまじないをやってみることにした。So here we are not, I actually didn't talk about this before. I talked about it at the beginning in the explanation, but I don't remember if we had any sentences like this in our examples. So we have こと。We've decided on this こと. And what is the こと? This is nominalizing this whole thing. ばあちゃんのまじないをやってみる. So I decided on doing or trying to do grandma's spell. まじない。
まじない is a spell. Okay. ばあちゃんのまじないをやってみることにした。
をやってみることにした。それを決めたとき、at the time that I decided on that, もっと自分がバカバカしくなると思っていたけど、I thought that I would feel silly, basically. バカバカし
I thought that I would feel silly, but
くなる。
バカバカ means silly, huh?
To become silly or stupid, basically. 自分がバカバカしくなると思っていたけど、I thought I would feel more silly, but 逆にドキドキし始めたんだ。Instead I started to feel excited or I started to get excited or nervous. You could also translate ドキドキ as nervous.
やんまさ、ばあちゃん or ばあちゃん grandma, yeah, ばあちゃん. Yeah, so because O is ladies, they say ladies, say O ばあちゃん. So when we see Bachan, so it means it's a man that's saying Bachan.
Nervous, but in this case, I feel
I
like
don't know if I remember correctly, but that's how I remember it.
more excited.
I think you and Mr. KM.
でも、but 最初の一文目から問題が起こった。But from the first sentence of the spell is what is implied here. A problem occurred. 問題が起こった。最初の一文目から
でも最初一文目から問題が起こった。But from the first sentence of the spell, a problem occurred. 問題が起こった。A problem occurred.
問題が起こった。But from the first sentence of the spell is what is implied here. A problem occurred. 問題が起こった。
Occurred.
ろうそくというものは俺の家に一本もなかった。I don't have even one thing called a candle in my house. So ろうそく
means candle, huh? ろうそくというものは俺の家に一本もなかった。
ろうそくというもの thing called a candle は俺の家に in my house 一本もなかった。I don't have even one. Pom is a counter for long things, long, thin things, generally like a bottle or candle. Right. けど、but コンビニに行ってみたら。
けど、コンビニに行ってみたら。 But when I tried to go to the combini,
When I tried to go to the convenience store, or when I tried checking the convenience store, 行ってみたら、さすがコンビニ。So, just as you'd expect from a convenience store. I've put this in parentheses because something like this, if we were to write it in English, might be in parentheses or like in quotes or something. さすがコンビニ. Just as you'd expect from a convenience store. さすが means just as you'd expect from this person or thing. いくつか売っていた. They were selling a few, various types. とりあえず4本入りパックにした. For starters, I decided on a 4-pack, or I went for a 4-pack. That にしたね. 4本入りパック. I decided on a 4-pack. とりあえず means for starters. 書いてまず. So we have 書いて, te form, allowing us to go on to the next sentence. So I went home and まず, that's our まず from the very first section of this lesson. It means for starters or at first. 火を灯した. So 火, fire を灯した. So when you light a candle, you say you light the fire. 火を灯した. 灯す is to light something on fire. Right, but next we have another word that is also translated like flame or fire. We have 炎はバレリーナのように踊っていた. The flame danced like a ballerina. So, the difference between 火 and 炎, you're going to see both of these words show up very close to each other and wonder why they're using two words that mean the same thing almost. You'll notice that 炎, the kanji, is just two of the kanji for ki piled up on each other. 炎 is used for the flame itself, when you're talking about the flame itself. So when you're talking about the flame of a candle, you're going to use 炎. But when you're talking about fire in general, or lighting a fire or something like that, or lighting a candle, you're going to use 火 for just fire in general. But when you're talking about the thing that is the flame, or the thing that is the fire, that thing itself, you're going to use 炎はバレリーナのように踊っていた. It was dancing, or it danced. Yeah, it was dancing like a ballerina. そのせいかわからないけど, whether it was...
So, 炎はバレリーナのように踊っていた. So, 踊っていた means to dance, huh? 踊る, to dance, yeah. I remember 踊る as a word, but I do not remember the kanji. 炎, when the flame just danced like a ballerina. 炎はバレリーナのように踊っていた。Okay. 俺、女性、or 男性。俺、男性が、
男性、
一人称、first person。
一人称、
一人称の一つですね。I use first person な。この例文全体は男性が書いたということになります。It's written by a man, yeah, 男性。Because it doesn't have oばあちゃん. If it had oばあちゃん, it would have been... So wait, Ian Masa, this is a very important question. You say that as a man, 俺、男性が使う一人称 first person. So when you add the o, it's what person it is. The o. So when you add the o, what person it is? Is it not ichi ninsho?
一人称、
Ichi ninsho? Does it become like third person or something? I'm kind of still trying to figure out what the o is. What is it used for?
バレリーナのように踊っていた. It was dancing, or it danced. Yeah, it was dancing like a ballerina. そのせいかわからないけど, whether it was because of that
そのせいかわからないけど
or not, or the fault of that or not, おかしなことをやっているのを, the thing which was, I was doing a strange thing を完全に忘れてしまった. I completely forgot that thing. 完全に means completely. 忘れてしまった also means completely forgot. 我に戻って 我に戻る is a phrase or an expression that means when I came back to myself or when I returned to my sentence. My senses. It's actually quite common. I don't think it's listed as common, but I've seen it quite a bit in books and in visual novels and stuff. So, 我に戻って when I return to my senses. 次はなんだっけとつぶやいて I muttered. つぶやく means to mutter, like under your breath or something. So 次はなんだっけ What's next? I muttered とつぶやいて色あせた日記 So 色あせた means weathered or aged. That's what it means. Weathered or aged. It's sort of a visual look. You might think of weathered pages, sort of browning a little bit. 色あせた日記 So the weathered journal を見て I looked at 次の文も読んだ and I read the next sentence. Alright, question time. Looked at
次の文を読んだ
次の文も読んだ and I read
一人称は英語で言う It's to say it in English I, me のことです俺、僕、私、何度があります。There are a lot. おばあちゃんは男性でも使うかな I wonder if 男性 uses おばあちゃん。Okay. おばあちゃん。
おばあちゃん。
あの人たちは私のことをおばあちゃんだという。Say that I'm an old woman. Ewin! Yahoo! How is it going? おばあちゃん。Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Yan Masaniki. I still didn't understand the O. I still didn't understand the O, to be honest. But what I do know is that O is used by Jose. And if you remove the O, which it means is a danse. So, yeah.
the next sentence.
That's the only thing I
Alright,
know
question
so far.
time is レストランで
But
レストラン
Yanmas,
注文
Ewin,
を
how's it
聞
going?
かれています。
Ewin.
You're being asked for your order.
人生はどう
何にしますか What are you going to go
人
for?
生はどう
For example, サーモンいくら丼
レス
と
トランで注文を聞かれています。何しますか
味噌汁にします。So I'm going to go for a salmon and what is the eggs? Is it salmon eggs? いくらってサーモンの卵だっけいくらってsalmon, yeah, salmon eggs, which we only use for fish bait in America, but they're delicious. サーモンいくら丼と so salmon いくら丼 so salmon egg on rice basically. 丼と味噌汁にします。So salmon and salmon and salmon eggs on rice. So like oyakodon, but with salmon, right? Oyakodon is chicken and egg on rice, which is actually delicious. But the name is sort of it's a dark name. It means child and mother. Oyakodon. And this is the same thing. Salmon ikura don to.
Salmon ikura don to. Wait, it means child. Wait, which one means child and mother?
Salmon ikura don to. So salmon ikura don. So salmon egg on rice, basically. Don to miso shiru ni shimasu. So salmon and salmon and salmon eggs on rice. So like oyakodon. But with salmon, right? Oyakodon is chicken and egg on rice, which is actually delicious. But the name is sort of it's a dark name. It means child and mother. Oyakodon. And this is the same thing. Salmon ikura don to miso shiru ni shimasu. I decide on that. Lunch C set 2つにします。I'll have 2 C lunch sets. So what are you going to have? You're being asked for your order. Let us know. You can order
ステーキとじゃがいも2つにします。
anything as long as it's not Vegemite. Well, I guess you can order Vegemite if you want. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Alright. Pretty nice. We went for a long walk. 散歩していた down the coast today. Just came back. Ewing. Very nice, very cool. Wait, so you live near the beach, huh? Near the sea. Ikura wa. I only lived near the beach, like the sea, when I was in university for 4 years. It was nice. It was nice. Walking near the coast. It's the best thing. It's the best thing ever. Especially after you finish the lessons, you go there with friends. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Ikura, a word that asks about. It's expensive though. Living near the coast. Now the rent is very expensive. I wish I could live like near the sea. 鮭の卵のことですが、ロマ字語 or ロシア語のいくらから来てるそうです。Okay. Means to come here. Ikra means to come here. Okay. We have like a half an hour or so. Half an hour driving by car. Okay. So it's not near. It's not close by. Yeah, by car. It's not near. Okay. But by car, I think the nearest spot for me to the beach is like 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes. But nice, Ewing, very nice.
Into
Wait, did you swim? Do you swim?
as might be expected with
As might be
dakeatte.
Because if I go to the beach, I have to swim, you know?
So dakeatte is something that you're going to
Dakeatte.
attach to either the short form of a verb, short form meaning it could be deep.
Dakeatte, as might be expected. Dakeatte. Nah. No swimming for you, huh?
Past tense or
Wait,
whatever.
is it cold? But depends on where you live. In my case, people still swim now because it's hot. It's still hot. I bet it's cold. Huh? Depends on where you live. Here, like a lot of people swim. I can go swim now, but the problem is I do not have time. September is very nice weather to swim. It's not very hot, and it's not cold at all. It's not very hot as in July or August, but it's very beautiful weather to swim. Not going to lie, you don't get burned from the sun, you know, like in the summer. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
For the negative, but it needs to be short form. E adjectives just as it is,
yeah,
or na adjectives with the na
never
particle. Dakeatte.
Went like half an hour just to walk, you know. I just go to swim. But beautiful evening, beautiful.
And nouns on their own with dake.
Not sure. I'm not really keen on swimming. You do not like swimming, huh? You do not like swimming. Okay, that's Europe. I met Ewing. Do you know I met people from like European countries. I don't know, Sweden or something, and they never been to a beach. Which is, for me, it's like I was surprised. I was shocked because I go to the beach every day. Mainichi, umi ni ikimasu. I was very shocked.
And what it means is,
And they come here to Cyprus to enjoy the beach, and like he told me, it was the first time he sees a beach. It was shocking. It was surreal experience.
as expected because of this. So this is
I don't think I can live without the beach. Yeah, you don't hear that. You do not hear that every day. Of course. I cannot see myself living without like having a summer without going to the beach, you know?
sort of the main
It would be very weird.
point that you're saying. So this is the case, this verb or this
Verb.
adjective or whatever. And because of that, as might be expected, something else. So that's what the dakeatte is. So
Dakeatte.
you might be thinking, why not just use yappari? Well, yappari comes at the
Yappari.
beginning of a sentence, and it doesn't necessarily tell you why it's expected.
Dakiatte. I'm trying to remember. Did I do it before? I cannot remember. As might be expected. Okay.
But using dakeatte it's putting more emphasis, and it's actually explicitly stating why such and such a thing is to be expected. Okay, so yeah, short form, any short forms of a verb, adjective on its own, adjective plus na particle, dakeatte, noun, dakeatte. So the dakeatte it's in the te form. It's dakearu in the te form, which the dakearu also means just as expected. This, so as expected, but we're putting we're putting what is as expected after the dakearu, so it needs to be in the te form so that we can connect it, right? So we have このおでんは昨日から煮ていただけあって。So this oden has been simmering since yesterday, and as expected, because it's been simmering since yesterday, 味が染みていて美味しい. The flavor is soaked in and delicious. So it's expected that the flavor is soaked in and delicious because the oden has been simmering since yesterday. Now,
wait, I did not understand. このおでんは this oden, このおでんは this oden 昨日からいていた has been simmering. 煮ていた means has been simmering since yesterday. 昨日から染みていただけあって。Yeah, what does だけあって? And as expected, だけあって味染みていておいしい. And as expected, the flavor is soaked in. 味が染みていて、おいしい and delicious. 染みていて and ていて means and. おいしい is delicious. Okay.
if we were to just say やっぱり味が染みていておいしい. So if I were just
Okay. ジムに行っているだけあって、what's this? ティームの腕は太いです。ティームのyou're my arm. ティームの腕。my arm. 腕 means arm. 腕。ティームの腕は太いです。Bro, my arm, bro, I need to get it more fat though. I need to get it もっと大きい。ティーミミズニキ。Yeah, I understand. Need to get it もっと大きななる、you know?
to say やっぱり味が染みて
もっとジムに行きます。もっとジムに行きます。Bro, ヤンマサニキ。I wrote a schedule and every day I'm going to the gym. Like 毎日ジムに行きます。And like I have とてもたくさんエネルギーがあります。So 毎日日本語。毎日日本語を勉強すると、勉強して、and ジムに行きます。毎日、like ジム日本語。Those two、二つ。ジムと日本語、とても大事なこと。So yeah, とても、this, I feel like this, from this September, after this summer, have a lot of energy. とてもたくさんエネルギーがあります。So, yeah. ヤンマサニキ、I will become もっと太い、もっとムキ。
おいしい. It would already be understood by the listener why they should expect that is the case. So some other point in the conversation, someone may have said, man, this oden has been cooking all day. And someone eats it. やっぱり味が染みていて
ムキになります。
染みていて。Alright, so このおでんは昨日から煮ていただけあって。So that is emphasizing why it should be expected.
Okay, so it is expected. The flavor is soaked in and delicious because the oden has been simmering since yesterday. So この電話、昨日から似ていただけあって、味しみていて美味しい。Okay, I understand. I understand what だけあって means.
味が染みていて。My difficulty is going 見てて。I want to say 見て for some reason. Anyway, that's not the point. Okay, so let's go on to the next sentence. We have 今夜の魚は新鮮なだけあって油が甘く感じるね。So tonight's fish is fresh and as expected because it's fresh. The fat feels sweet or tastes sweet, doesn't it?
Nikki, last year, I didn't have this much energy, but this year, I don't know. Maybe my mindset has changed because I completed 1 year of Japanese. So I thought that everything was possible. But this year, 今年 or 今年はたくさんエネルギーがあります。How to say last year? I forgot. Last year is last year. Not year. Year. 去年. Wait. This year? What about this year? This year. 今年はたくさんエネルギーがあります。ますが、去年はエネルギーがありませんでした。So, yeah.
油が甘く感じるね。So tonight's fish is fresh and as expected because it's fresh. The fat feels sweet or tastes sweet, doesn't it? So 今夜の魚は新鮮。It's fresh. Fresh is 新鮮. And since 新鮮 is an adjective, we have 新
鮮 means fresh. 今夜の魚は新鮮なだけあって、油が甘く感じるね。
新鮮なだけあって、
油 means fat, huh?
So, as expected, because tonight's fish is fresh, that would be another, probably even better way to translate it. 油が甘く感じるね. The fat feels sweet, doesn't it? So, as expected, because tonight's fish is fresh, the fat feels or tastes sweet, doesn't it?
Okay. 今夜の魚は新鮮なだけあって、because tonight's fish is fresh, and as expected, 油が甘く感じるね。The fat feels sweet, doesn't it?
That's probably a better way to think about it, is just to bring that as expected to the beginning of the sentence. So, おばあちゃんは芸術家だけあって、とても素敵な絵を描きます。So, Grandma is an artist, and as expected, she draws terrific pictures. You could think of this better as expected, because
おばあちゃんは So this one has So おばあちゃんは芸術家だけあってとても素敵な絵を描きます。So 私は毎日日本語を勉強するだけあって来年日本語を話せます。We did it.
As Grandma is an artist, she draws terrific pictures.
おばあちゃんは芸術家だけあって、とても素敵な絵を描きます。
Okay?
I understand だけあって。I just not that hard.
We have 妹はバレーボール部のキャプテンでだけあって、とても
キャプテン
上手です。So her younger sister really was or is the volleyball club captain, and as expected, she's very good.
とても上手です。
It's again a better way.
妹はボレーボール部のキャプテンだけあってとても上手です。
To translate this, if we were to actually do the translation, I'm just putting it in the middle so that it mirrors the Japanese, so it's more obvious where we're getting the translation from. But a better translation might be, as expected, because her sister is the volleyball club captain, she's very good. Right? Next we have 先生は 生物学を研究しているだけあって、動物の体にも詳しい。So the teacher is researching biology.
生物学生
物学研究 is research. So research.
生物学を研究。研究 means research. 生物学 is biology. 先生は生物学を研究しているだけあって、because the sensei is researching biology, and as you expect, 動物の体にも詳しい。What's 詳しい means? Knowledgeable. 詳しい means knowledgeable. He's very knowledgeable about 動物の体 animal's body.
Researching biology しているだけあって、so as expected. He is very knowledgeable about animals' bodies. 動物の体にも詳しい, or he is also very knowledgeable about animals' bodies. That's another good way to translate this. So the teacher is researching biology, so as expected, he is very knowledgeable about animals' bodies. So instead of
先生は生物学を研究しているだけあって、動物体にも詳しい。
and as expected, perhaps so as expected, might be a better translation. So 新しくできたケーキ屋さんは人気なだけあってすぐに売り切ってしまう。So, the newly finished cake shop is very popular. And as expected, or so as expected. I kind of wish I changed all of those to so as expected. They completely sell out almost immediately. 新しくできたケーキ屋さんは人気なだけあってすぐに売り切れてしまう。My tongue isn't working today. Anyway, 新しくできたケーキ屋さん. So the newly finished cake shop, the cake shop that was just finished,
新しくできたケーキ屋さんは
is very popular. 人気 is an adjective, so we have to have not before だけあって、すぐに売り切れてしまう。It sells out completely, almost immediately. すぐに。Alright, I think this is our last example here. We have 完成したばかりの美術館は新しいだけあってとても素敵な建物だ。So, as for the art museum that was just finished, 新しいだけあって it's new. So,
ばかり means just. So, 完成した means just finish, no means finished. 完成したばかりの美術館は
as expected, とっても素敵な建物だ. It's a very cool or a very neat building. とっても素敵な建物だ. So let's get cool or a
と
very
ても素敵な建物だ. A very cool building. As for the art museum that was just finished, it's new. 完成したばかりの美術館は新しいだけあってとても素敵な建物だ. As you expect, it's very cool.
neat building. とっても素敵な建物
Very
だ.
cool building.
So let's get the story on screen. We'll get Yuki over here to read it
Very
for
short
us slowly. So what you're going to do is we're going to take the story off the screen and Yuki's going to read it slowly one time. You're going to listen and try to pick up the meaning. Then we'll put the story back on screen and she'll read it at full speed.
Yuki is smiling and laughing all the time, and it's very, it's very cute.
As well.
It's very lovely.
13回も
13回も
ちちんぷいぷいと唱えた時は少し恥ずかしかったけど、円に背中を向けた瞬間、体全体がピリピリして不思議なエネルギーを感じた。今だ、ばあちゃんとじいちゃんみたいに広い心になりたいと叫んだ。声がした。一瞬ドキッとしたけど、よく耳を澄ました。そんな望みだけあって、やっぱりいい子になったのね。私があなたと同い年だった時には、まだ何もできない欲張りな子供だったのよ。ばあちゃんの声だ。パッと円の方を回ってみたら、ろうそくが消えて誰もいなかった。 いつの間にか悩みもなくなっていた。
Alright, so let's go ahead and read that at full speed.
13回もチチンプイプイと唱えたときは少し恥ずかしかったけど、円に背中を向けた瞬間、体全体がピリピリして不思議なエネルギーを感じた。今だ、ばあちゃんとじいちゃんみたいに広い心になりたいと叫んだ。声がした。一瞬ドキッとしたけど、よく耳を澄ました。そんな望みだけあって、やっぱりいい子になったのね。私があなたと同い年だった時には、まだ何もできない欲張りな子供だったのよ。ばあちゃんの声だ。パッと円の方を回ってみたら、ろうそくが消えて誰もいなかった。いつの間にか悩みもなくなっていた。
Alright, ありがとうございます。Let's go ahead and go over the English translation of that. We have 13回もチチンプイプイと唱えた時は少し恥ずかしかったけど、So I was a little embarrassed when chanting. 唱える is an N1 word that means chanting.
唱える means chanting, okay.
チチンプイプイ So チチンプイプイ is actually like it's actually a sort of magic word from Japanese, a traditional Japanese magic word. Think of it similarly to our abracadabra, except that it was from olden times actually used when kids fall down and hurt themselves. Parents or, their grandparents or whatever would say to them, chichin pui pui, something, something. It generally means something like, you'll be okay, but it's like a little spell that's supposed to help little kids feel better when they fall down and hurt themselves. So chichin pui pui is an actual sort of thing. It's not used the way we use it in this story. It's actually a real thing. You can look it up. But we use it in this story because I thought it sounded really silly, despite it being a sort of serious story, but having a silly spell like this I thought would be fun. So anyway, I was a little embarrassed when chanting Chichin Pui Pui.
少し恥ずかしかった。恥ずかしい means embarrassing. 少し恥ずかしかったけど、13回もチチンプイプイと唱えたときは少し恥ずかしかったけど、So for the 13th time, when I chanted 13 times chichin pui pui, I was a little embarrassed.
13 times 13回もチチンプイプイと唱えた時は少し恥ずかしかったけど I was a little embarrassed, but 円に背中を向けた瞬間 is instant, but the instant I turn my back to the circle 背中を向けた瞬間体全体 so 体全体 you notice the same kanji in zen.
Wait, but the instant I turned back to the circle, en means circle, or it could mean Japanese currency as well. 円に背中 means back. 背中を向けた瞬間。
全体 is the kanji from 体全体がピリピリして so my whole body tingled ピリピリして不思議なエネルギーを感じた and I sensed a strange energy 不思議なエネルギーを感じた今だ now ばあちゃんとじいちゃんみたいに広い心になりたいと叫んだ I want to become generous or big-hearted like grandma and grandpa I shouted
叫んだ means shouted. Okay, 叫ん
声がした There was a voice 一瞬ドキッとしたけどよく耳を澄ました For a second I was startled ドキッとしたけど But I listened very carefully
よく耳を澄ました
よく耳を澄ました そんな望みだけあって、やっぱりいい子になったのね。私があなたと同い年だった時には、まだ何もできない欲張りな子供だったのよ。Having a worry like that as expected or
そんな望みだけあって、having a worry like that as expected,
so expected. Sure enough, you've become a good kid.
やっぱりいい子になったのね。
Haven't you? When I was the same age as you are, I was a greedy child who had done nothing, you know?
私があなたと同い年だった。When I was the same age as you, 時には、同い年だった時には、まだ何もできない欲張りな子供だったのよ。
So そんな
欲張 means greedy.
望みだけあって、so 望み is a noun that means a wish or not a wish, I'm sorry, a word.
何もできない that have done nothing.
Yeah, no, a wish. It means a wish or a motive or something like that. So sorry, a word. あって、so 望み is a noun that means a wish or
It's a wish. It's not a worry. I thought it meant a worry.
not a wish, I'm sorry, a word. Yeah, no, a wish. It means a wish or a motive or something like that. So そんな望みだけあって、so as expected, just having a wish like that, yep.
A wish, not a worry, huh?
やっぱりいい子になったのね。As expected, you've become a good kid, haven't you? 私があなたの同い年だった時には、when I was the same age as you, 私があなたと同い年 means the same age. When you're the same age as someone, you
同
say,
い年だった時には、
いや、同い年だ。
私があなたと同い年だった時には、
だね。We're the same age, aren't we? 時には、まだ何もできない欲張りな子供だったのよ。When I was the same age as you are, I was a greedy child who had done nothing, you know?
Yeah, so,
Yo. When I
yeah, まだ何もできない done nothing 欲張りな子供だったよ was a greedy.
was the same age as you are, I was a greedy child who had done nothing, you know? ばあちゃんの声だ。It's grandma's voice. パッと円の方を回ってみたら、in a flash, I spun towards the circle and ろうそくが消えて誰もいなかった。When I looked, the candle was extinguished and no one was there. いつの間にか悩みもなくなっていた。And without noticing it, my worry too had disappeared.
Disappeared. なくなっていた disappeared. 悩み means worry. So, yeah. ばあちゃんの声だ。It's grandma's voice. パッと円の方を回ってみたら in a flash, ほっと in a flash, or はっと in a flash, I spun towards the circle. 円の方を回ってみたら and when I looked 見たら and 回って and 見たら and when I looked the candle ろうそくが was extinguished 消えて extinguished and no one was there 誰もいなかったいつの間にか and without noticing it いつの間にか悩みもなくなっていた My worry too has disappeared.
The end. いつの間にか means and without noticing it.
いつの間にか means without noticing.
悩みもなくなっていた。My worry too had disappeared. Okay. Question time. 何々しているだけあって、あなたの家族は何が上手ですか or any other adjective. So, what is your family good at or bad at or any other adjective? As expected because of something. What is your family really good at? Someone in your family or your family in general. What are they really good at or what are they really bad at? If you don't want to talk about your family, you can talk about yourself as well. So, for example, these are all Yuki's family. 義理の弟は陸上のコーチをしているだけあってすごく足が速いです。So, my brother-in-law is a track and field coach, or he's working as a track and field coach. So as expected, He's really fast. すごく足が速いです。おじいさんは果樹園をしていただけあって、作っていた果物はとても美味しかったです。So as expected, because my grandfather ran I guess果樹園 is like an orchard. The fruit he made was really delicious. Okay, so what are your examples of something?
My family is good at nothing. How to say good at nothing? まだ何もできない。Who had done nothing, but no.
登録 or any other adjective as expected because of something at that time. 何 other adjective as expected is a track and field coach, either really good at or bad at or any other adjective as expected because of something else. So that is your question for today.
Wait, nothing. How to say nothing? Nothing. もう。何も。いや、何も。私の家族は何もしているだけあって、failure. How to say failure? Failure. 失敗。私の家族は何もしているだけあって、すごく失敗した。すごく失敗。But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm just joking around. So yeah, anyways, thank you very much. I think we end it here.
Because of something else. So that is your question for today. Sums up.
Yeah, okay. So finally finished this video. Took us 3 days. We only have 2 left. So yeah, let's just wrap it up here and say goodbye. How many hours did we do? Did we go do an hour? 55 minutes. That's very good. That's very good for today. I am very nemui. So I think we need some sleep now. So, mata ashita. And we continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, just 2 more. Just 2 more, Ewin. Ewin, by the way, that you are here. Now that you are here, that's amazing. Tomorrow, do you have something tomorrow? Are you busy tomorrow? Like Shinchan is okay. Is Shinchan okay for tomorrow? Are we available? Are we good? Like available to play some Shinchan? Maybe like in the... What time exactly though? Afternoon. I think afternoon. I can try Shinchan tomorrow. Let's do it then. Then. But early probably. Yeah, earlier than this time. Yeah, of course. Because I will not be able at night anyways. So 4 o'clock, like 4 o'clock, something like 4 o'clock. Is it? But I'm not sure though. I will send you a message. Okay. So, but yeah, no, I'll send you a message, Ewin. Oyasumina. I miss Shinchan. Oh yeah, I miss Shinchan. Yasuminasai. Oyasuminasai. Yeah, let's see tomorrow. Oyasuminasai, Ewin, and is Yan Masa here? I think he left. But yeah, bye. So I'm going to go 寝ます。今は私は寝る。I'm going to sleep now. Bye. Yeah, bye. I'm going to sleep now and wake up tomorrow ready for some Shinchan. Because we've been doing Tokini for quite some... For a week.